Hi, this is Don Schaefer. Once again, I'm excited to be with you. This is the Better You organization, and we've been working with people now for a decade, trying to get people to understand that there is a champion inside of each and every one of us that needs to be discovered. And I know last week we talked about who am I? We talked about the fact that I can be your best friend or your worst enemy. I can cause greatness in your life, or I can cause destruction in your life. I can cause issues, or I can cause greatness. I can cause excitement, or I can cause depression. I can be whatever you want to be. I am here to assist you, and I am your habit. And that's where we've been going through a series now about changing your habits, changing your life. And this week I want to talk a little bit about getting with the program. I want to, the interesting thing about the way each and every one of us have been created is the fact that we're all programmable. And I know, all this equipment and stuff that we have in different companies, my company that I used to work with and all that, it was interesting because a lot of times what had happened was the machine is capable of great things, but we just needed to get it programmed to do what it was capable of doing. And the same thing holds true for each and every one of our lives. Each one of us has been designed for greatness, designed to do wonderful things. We're all very programmable. And that's where I've said from the very beginning that 95% of everything that we do is a habit that we have developed somewhere along the line. And because we can learn these habits, we can unlearn them and learn new ones. That's the good thing. That's the good thing about life. That's the good news that the Gospels give us, is the fact that we can be reprogrammed anytime we desire to do that. And that's where I want to encourage you this week, to look at a way of possibly checking out your program, of a way of maybe possibly getting yourself into a place in life that you desire but are struggling with, by trying to get your mind to think differently. If you want to be successful, you need to study successful people. You need to reprogram the way you think, because it's an interesting thing the way we've been developed. We've been developed in such a way that whatever's on the inside of us is what comes out of us. So therefore, if we want to be a good person, we have to put good things in. If we put bad within ourselves, that's usually what comes out of us. And that's why I want to encourage you this week to take a good look at yourself and to realize that, hey, you were designed to be programmed. You were designed for greatness in your life. You just need to be programmed in that way, and try to develop yourself by looking into the lives of other people who have been successful, reading about them, and thinking about your life and the areas that you want to do. I remember Michael Jordan a long time ago. I remember him being on an interview with Oprah. This was back in the early 90s. And she asked him, what is it about you that makes you so great? There's a lot of basketball players out there, but it seems like you can take over a game. Well, he told her something that stuck with me for all this time. He told her that before the game, when he's at home, wherever he's at, he sits back and he starts to think about this. He starts to think about the areas that he wants to do and how he's going to handle situations. He says when he gets out in the game, he doesn't have to think about this stuff. He's already programmed. He's already programmed himself before the game as to how he's going to respond during the game. And it's interesting. I don't know if you yourself have ever been in a situation where you try to figure out, how am I going to handle this or that, and you sit there and say, if this happens, this is what I'm going to do, and if that happens, that's what I'm going to do. And you find yourself, when you're there, being very comfortable with yourself and realizing that you've got all your areas covered, and when circumstances happen, you handle them in a perfect way because you programmed yourself to do that. That's why I want to encourage you this week to take a look at yourself and to possibly get yourself in an area where you can be reprogrammed, allowing your habits to be changed and tweaked in a way where they're working for you, and you can be the person and you can discover the champion that's inside of you. I want to thank you once again for being with me this week, and I will see you again next week. Thank you.